Hello, my name is Lydia Saldana, and this is my Week 4 Journal Self-Assessment YouTube video. It explains my respiratory, cardiovascular, and neuromuscular responses at a resting state and my acute responses during exercise. For my first activity, I sat for 5 minutes in a comfortable and relaxing position in my living room. After 5 minutes, my heart rate at rest was 63 and my heart rate at rest was 14. At resting state, my respiratory system remained at a slow and steady rate. Since each person is different, it's important that we should breathe in a manner that feels most natural during exercise and at resting states. My cardiovascular system at rest meant that myocardium removes 70 to 80% of oxygen from blood flowing in the coronary vessels. Also at rest, fatty acids, lactate, and glucose add to ATP resynthesis, as most of the energy is coming from free fatty acid breakdown. I felt no muscle fatigue or contractions of the neuromuscular system while at a rest state, since I was already relaxed at this point. My posture while sitting was straight and relaxed, as was my breathing. The acute responses during physical activity, I followed the instructions by jogging in place for 3 minutes in my living room. There was a clock visible, so I had no trouble keeping track of the time. For my push-up exercises, I was able to do approximately 25 close grip push-ups. My respiratory rate was at 24 beats per minute, and my heart rate was at 115 beats per minute. This was performed immediately after my exercises were complete. During the jogging exercise, I noticed my respiratory system moved into action as my breathing rapidly increased very quickly as I entered into the 2-minute mark. Also, a few minutes into my push-up exercise, my oxygen uptake reached its level and remained steady. It remained steady until the exercises were complete. However, the most visible and obvious response to the exercises occurred in my cardiovascular system. My heart rate increased, which meant that oxygen was going to the muscles that performed the exercises. Also oxygenated blood was returning to my lungs, and nutrients were being delivered to active tissues. During the jogging exercise, the neurological response to the system was felt in my hamstrings. The neurological system is vital for the body to move and to have control of your posture and breathing motions. The motor neurons located in the spinal cord receive signals from the brain to operate voluntary movements. The 3 chronic adaptations to the 3 systems that occur with long-term exercise. Chronic adaptations pertain to aerobic, anaerobic, and resistance long-term training for all 3 systems. These occur as the body reacts to exercise by making specified changes so that it can handle all the demands that are placed upon it. The respiratory system's adaptations include tidal volume, VO2 max lactate, and pulmonary ventilation. The cardiovascular system's adaptations include stroke volume heart rate, blood volume, and respiratory rate lung flow. And the neuromuscular system's adaptations include muscle fiber type adaptation, increased muscle size and structure, and neurocontrol movements that can occur at the same time. And this concludes my YouTube video presentation.